I caught my boyfriend texting other women, I want to break up. So me and my boyfriend have been dating for 1 year and 7 months. We first started talking at the end of 2021. We've been on and off, not officially, since then, just because I felt as if he wasn't as mature as he would say or do things that I didn't like, so I broke it off. But things seemed better when we reconnected in January of 2023. By the way, this comes from OpenCut2754 on the r/OKstorytime subreddit. Now, it was great. He asked me to be his girlfriend with roses and a nice dinner. After that, he deployed that year and came back this May of 2024. Put an ICU in the comments if you see what I'm seeing.
Doesn't seem good.
Doesn't seem good. We moved in together and everything. I'll backtrack to the experience of the deployment. So he was a pretty fit guy. He's one of those soon-to-be pro fighters, so he took his fitness serious. Anyways, along the deployment, I started to not hear from him as much, and I had to realize that he's exhausted. We're in different time zones. It's really a whole other story. So fast forward, he started to gain weight because he was injured and couldn't work out as he had done before. He would take mental breaks and not text me for days. He wouldn't relay that information to me until I got upset and wanted to be done because I felt as if the communication wasn't there.
Not good. This isn't looking good.
Yeah, you can create an arrangement that, you know, where he's not being exhausted or whatever, but he has to be like, hey, can we do a new setup? Put the expectation for the two of us that like, hey, I might not get back to you within the day because whatever else.
Yeah, I'm just really exhausted with everything.
Is that okay with you?
Yeah.
Would that make you, would these other things I could do to reach out to you make you still feel solid?
Yeah,
in the
you need to
relationship?
communicate about lack of communication.
Need to figure that out. We got over all of that. We finally got to spend some time together in December of 2023 around Christmas. Mind you, we haven't seen each other since March of 2023. Ooh. Wow, because he got deployed, right? Oh. He was bigger, but I loved him, so I'm just happy that I saw him. We got a hotel. It wasn't the best experience because I gifted him with some clothes, and basically during the whole experience, he seemed more irritated than normal and upset.
Wait, so you finally get to see him after months. You get him a gift, and he's like,
I am reading in between the lines here.
Read them.
But I'm thinking that maybe the like OP got the clothes, you know, before they met up. He's like gained some weight or something, and he's now feeling insecure because the clothes are not fitting. Like
possibly.
Maybe. Before the deployment, he was very calm and chill. He never blew simple, inconvenient things out of proportion. Whatever. I saw him again on February of 2024 for our first anniversary. He didn't get me anything. I decorated a hotel room nice for us, got us wine, dressed in lingerie. Whatever. We got past it. OP's always like, we got past it.
Get past it.
But I'm like, you just like are like
you just ignored it.
You're just gritting your teeth and like, fine.
Okay.
And then you just take another step.
Yeah, like
you know?
he wasn't talking to you.
No.
And then you met up, you got him a gift, and he got upset. And then you met up months later, and you got him a gift again, and he got you nothing. You're not getting past these. They're just compiling.
You're just getting through it.
Yeah. And the thing is, I think that when you have these like long distance relationships like this, it's like, oh, well, there's no, you know, we're not fighting because you're just not with each other.
Literally, you're not even talking. That's the plot line of every single 90-day fiance couple is like they have this great relationship over text and then they actually experience each other for real. And then it all goes terribly. Then he came back in May of 2024 and we moved in together. We planned this out pre-deployment. Everything has been good since he came back. It felt like it was getting back to normal, but I've always had a feeling that something just wasn't right. I joked previously about me knowing his phone password. I'm open to him having my phone or taking it, whatever. I don't care. This specific incident happened this morning. I was just scrolling on Instagram and saw that he liked a female's post. No big deal. But I remembered him not really being on Instagram, so I went to look just to see if he had liked other women's posts, and yes, he did. It was a few of them in bikinis, and some he liked multiple posts. I confronted him about it, and he said that he wouldn't do it again and how he knows those women. I very quickly want to ask about this because I feel like this is we often talk about the like going through the phone.
Yeah.
Right. But she's going through, I believe it's like
her
his
own
public
phone, public
likes,
information.
Right. How do we feel about this, Sophia? What are your thoughts here?
I think it does kind of suggest a lack of trust. However, in this case, it does seem like slightly deserved. But I think it kind of falls in line with what I say about looking through the phone. Like it's already a sign that your relationship is declining.
Yes. Great point.
So here it seems like we already know the relationship is declining, and this isn't going to help it.
Totally.
But you're already on that track.
She both had their whole history and track record, and the specific thing of like she saw him like the bikini post, and I think that could like it's like is this a friend, and the caption is like, oh hey, hanging out with our or getting back a reunion for our college friend group or something, or is it actually something else? She didn't break into his phone, she didn't do anything.
No.
She just looked at his public likes. This feels okay to me. Like this feels different than looking through the texts.
Oh, completely different.
Right.
But I still do think it shows a lack of trust that needs to be communicated.
The cracks were already there, and this needs to be solved.
Yeah.
100%.
Like she's not doing anything wrong.
Not doing anything wrong.
But, like...
better to communicate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not good for your relationship.
Yeah, this is true. Great point, Sophia. What a great host you are.
Stop.
I asked him to let me see his Instagram DMs. He went, but he didn't scroll down, so I immediately get to thinking, I saw one of the females DM, and he was hesitant to click it. And again, I started to wonder, so it seems like he's giving her like the...
He's like, here you go.
Yeah.
Here's my phone.
Can you read it? Can you read it? Yeah. You saw it. There you go. I don't care. It was before we were together officially, so I brushed it off based on that encounter, and my mind was just racing. She keeps brushing it off, but OP, you notice how you brush something off, quote unquote, but then it stays
still there.
You still hurt inside. So one night, like last Monday, his phone was unlocked on the floor. I went to his texts. Everything was normal until I saw this one message. He was telling a girl that he loved her, calling her a wife, planning to go to a hotel with him before he officially came back home. He promised and swore to God they never met up for real. He sent her revealing videos. The last message he sent her was on June of 2024. We moved together in May. AKA he sent these spicy texts after they moved in together, which they were already
together.
They're already together, but it is like even layer worse. But you're already so layers deep of worseness, terribleness.
You can't brush this off, OP.
You can't brush it off.
You gotta face it.
We need a steam cleaner to get your home cleaner.
And good for you, OP. We have one.
That's true. So the message stated, girl's name, I'm drunk. I love you. What a poet. After that, few days or weeks later, she was telling him how they should be married by now and all that, but he really wasn't saying anything back related to that. I confronted him about it, and he said he stopped texting her because he realized that it was wrong. Wow. Oh my God. How amazing. He realized it was wrong. Sophia.
I'm drunk. I love you. We should be married by now. Stop texting me, please.
Wow.
Haiku.
Nice job. This is an actual applause.
Yeah, thank you.
My applause before was a completely sarcastic applause.
Sorry, what did you just say?
I was saying like, he's like, oh, I just stopped texting her because I realized it was wrong. But
he's
it's like
I realized he was doing something bad. I shouldn't have done it. You're welcome, babe.
Bro has fumbled the bag so hard at this point. There's no going back, sir. So and he started texting her when we broke up, like at the end of the year for a little while, but I still have yet to figure out if that's true. When I went through his messages again, it stated that they were texting January of 2023 and probably more after that. And of course the smoking gun, like super recently. I went through his Instagram to find him DMing multiple women and calling them pretty, asking for their numbers.
Break up with him. The relationship is over.
He's a
relationship should have been
self-esteem coach. He has to get their numbers so that way he can.
Yeah.
Their affirmations have to be forefront.
He actually started a small business.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
An entrepreneur.
Exactly. Which people pay him, and he reaches out to them. He says, "You're pretty."
Yeah, you're
Don't
you're
let
so
it.
gorgeous.
I love you.
I want to marry you.
I want to marry you.
As an affirmation for you.
Yeah.
That's not,
Yeah.
this is not real stuff here. But
that's what he should do after all of his little spicy texting. He just goes, and those are the affirmations that I want you to say to yourself in the mirror.
it's like the big news channels. Oh, this is just entertainment.
Yeah,
this
for
isn't
legal
real.
reasons,
It's entertainment, guys.
my side business.
We're just having fun. But so to one girl, he said that she can have his son, complimenting them. This was all between February and March of 2024. I believe. Since then, he deactivated his Instagram and blocked the girl he was texting. I trusted him early on in our relationship, but since deployment, I didn't feel as secure. And now that we're staying together and I see that he compromised our relationship with texts, I'm hurt. Even if he didn't meet up with anyone, his choice of words hurt me even more. It's just beyond. No, okay. When he asked about the girl he was texting, he said he didn't know how to break it off. What do y'all think? He told me his phone passcode, but then got upset with me a few nights ago and said not to sneak and go around through his phone and to ask. Not in a regular voice, but demanding. And I'm like, why? So you can say no and hide things or look over my shoulder to see what I'm doing? Let's stop really quick. This is insane. I mean, just dump him.
Dump him.
What are we doing going further down this road?
He's trying to blame this on you.
Trying to blame this on you.
The relationship is not working. There's like a lack of communication. He's cheating on you. You barely see him.
But you know what does work, Sophia?
What?
Tapping our profile to join us every weekday at 3 p.m. PST. You could be here adding in your own commentary on this very infuriating situation. I told him that I don't trust him anymore and how I will check his phone if I get the chance. I'm an open book. I don't hide anything from him. I'm just trying to give him a chance, but I'm not sure.
Don't give him a chance.
Don't
it
give him a
feels
chance.
like OP's still on the fence.
There's
This guy's
literally
trash.
so many relationship ending mistakes that have happened here.
Even before the spicy texting.
Yes. The fact that, he was constantly putting in zero effort. You were putting in all the effort. Even before the cheating you found. Dude, just dump him. We got one relevant comment to close out this story that we're pulling up right now. Here we go. Brian or Mike says, so he's been cheating on you and you're low-key just letting him get away with it is what I got from that post. The reason he's being demanding about you not going through his phone now is because you've shown that being cheated on isn't a deal breaker for you, that it'll just upset you, but you won't leave. You're wasting your time. This is a tale as old as time with people who are deployed. OP says, I wouldn't say I'm letting him. As any other person, I reacted in a way and stated that if it happens again, I'm done. I think the comment is totally true, but maybe like angled a little harshly. I think OP is just, maybe she's scared of being alone.
I think probably.
Like they have to go through this, they live together. They have to go through the process of like, so maybe OP is at that, the 7 cycles or whatever. She's still in the stage where she hasn't fully accepted it yet.
Yeah.
But I do think she is getting there.
She is kind of like, it is harsh.
She is allowing it to happen. I mean, she is basically, by being like, hey, like, I think I need to end the relationship.
Again, she's pushing past it.
Yeah, she's pushing past it.
That's what she's doing. And that's not beneficial for her.
It's not beneficial for her. But guys, you know what's beneficial for me? Getting Sophia completely out of my face. And just never seeing her again. Because, ladies and gentlemen, we have a very special person. Our very own Samuel Donner! Bye, Sophia. Just kidding. You're the greatest ever, and you're so awesome. JK.
Did Sophia tell the breaking finger story?
Yes, she did.
My husband told another woman that he's been divorced since last year. Now I'm divorcing him for real. Also, this is direct OK Storytime submission on r/OK Storytime from Beauty Cali Love.
Whoa.
So, I'm 39 female and spouse is 40 male. I've been with my significant other 19 years and am married nearly 17 years. We've had a lot more lows than highs. Most of these lows caused by my husband. Between multiple cheating situations, addiction to financial struggles, I've always been the primary breadwinner, but not by choice. That is rough. That's rough. Some background info to how I got here. First, a few months ago, after our second child was born, we moved to another state for his job. I struggled with postpartum depression after my son. He was trying to be the breadwinner so I could stay home. Okay, I see. So he's trying his best.
He's a beta. That's what I see.
Yeah, sure.
He's a beta.
One evening, I accidentally found out that he had been having an affair. I didn't mean to look at his text memo or anything. His mom had been messaging him all evening. It wasn't an affair with his mom.
Oh, God. Okay.
I was handing over the phone when I saw the text flash over, a woman stating how she missed his kiss, being with her intimately, etc. I was already struggling with PPD, and this put me through a spiral for a while. I even began drinking heavily. I don't know what to do. The entire time I thought we were okay. But did you? Because you were saying there has been more downs than ups at the beginning.
Yeah, this might be similar to the first story where she's just like going through it and not like actually.
Literally from the first couple sentences, we're like, I feel like you know that this is not a relationship that you know to be in. And also, you're carrying the weight. And I know you have kids, but like, it sounds like you would be better off without having to carry this dead weight.
Even without the cheating.
Even without the cheating, yeah. Before that, I was like, I feel like I was already like, this might be like a dead weight situation, dragging OP down. But I would love to know what you guys think in the chat. Let me know. But let's keep going and get some more context. So we were regularly active and everything, did and gave him everything he asked. We had already been together almost 7 years and 2 young children. I asked him the normal questions, why and how long. The jerk goes on to tell me it started the days before we actually got effing married. So it's been going on a while. A while.
15 years or like 16 years or something
yeah,
like
so
that.
they've been together for 19 years, married for 7. So it's been going on 17 years. Although I think we'll get more context, but I think this is when they'd been together for 7 years and had 2 young children. But still, it's been a while.
That's basically a second family. And I have to say, 7 years, he might be the Michael Jordan of cheating. I mean, that's impressive.
To be able to keep it from a partner that long?
Listen, that is like work for run the CIA.
Yeah, because usually people get caught. But you know what? He didn't have a second iPad. And that's how everyone gets hot.
Boiled.
Everyone gets caught on the second iPad.
Samuel Donner, How to Cheat. New book coming soon.
No, please, God, no.
The golden rules
Please,
of cheating.
God, no. But
Samuel
OP, I am sorry you're going through this. This sucks. Apparently, I left town for Christmas to visit my parents. He told me it was only one time. He's just kept basically the emotional affair. So 1 physical affair and then 15 years of an emotional affair. He liked the attention. He was young and dumb, normal shit. While also blaming me. He wasn't as physically attracted to me. I had loose skin and was not as experienced. I had lost 180 pounds.
Dude, OP.
180, that is 180 pounds is crazy.
She lost us.
She lost, you lost a whole,
Sam or a John.
You lost a whole Sam and a John.
That's right.
Not together, but you lost one of us.
One of us, yeah.
And you kept one. I was working out to try to tighten my skin. He made me insecure for years because of my appearance. I also didn't have much experience prior to him, only one other, which had been traumatic. For a long time, I struggled with my image. It took to my mid-30s to finally start feeling better about myself. So this is just one of the issues that we're dealing with.
Just one.
There is a second issue, financial struggles. I've held down / supported him and our family through all these years and also had time to work out and lose 180 pounds.
OP's literally Superwoman.
What can't OP do?
Truly.
He's never held a stable job longer than 2 years. The one time he did was during the pandemic, which he was fired right after. Then he just refused to work. He refused to look for jobs. He blamed everyone but himself while we were struggling financially. I was so stressed, working like crazy, even doing side hustles on social media for extra income.
Stop.
OP's doing the most while he slept all day and stayed up all night playing video games and watching corn at the same time.
Again, listen, terrible, but impressive.
Impressive.
I'm amazed at how awful he is.
I handle everything about the kids. Home, you name it. Only reason we were not on the streets back then was because we were renting my dad's place, which he didn't need at the time. I begged him to find any job just so we could have an income, even for fast food or whatever. I was working insane hours, but we live in one of the highest cost of living cities in the country, and single income with 2 children, virtually, it's impossible to survive. We don't qualify for any benefits, and my income alone has pushed us over the edge. Last year, we ended up homeless for 5 months. We'd known for a long time. My dad needed his property back. He even pushed it for an extra year to help us, but he still did nothing. I mean, at this point, like, he's
shown you.
He's shown you gotta leave. Our kids ended up having to move to my in-laws to start school somewhere, while I found another job to move closer to my in-laws. I was the one constantly worried about paying the hotel fees, trying to figure things out. And in November, I did leave for a month/separated because I was just done, which is good.
Yes.
I couldn't handle it any further. He did finally get a job. Again, he got fired 2 months later. I decided to get back with him because we're finally approved for an apartment. It was income-based approval at the end of November. If he didn't move in with us/sign the paperwork, I wouldn't be approved for me and the kids. So sounds like she's in like tough situation, but he's not making any money anymore.
Yeah.
So
well, the income thing is because he's not making any money, right? It's like low income.
My understanding was like maybe they were calculating his income plus her income
and the
combined income
total
while he was having a job, and then he lost a job. Now he doesn't have it, but like they got approved for it with him.
Right. So yeah, it was to like you're stable enough financially to qualify.
I understand that she needed the place and stuff. It's a tough situation.
That is tough. That is tough. Like you could almost be like, I'm gonna get this for the kids, but then like we need to figure out a plan for you to get out, which is hard.
But I almost wonder if it's like even with this situation, is it actually better to not be in this in close proximity to this guy, even if she's not going to get the apartment, and it's not she's on the streets, but she's in motels and stuff. Like, I think it might be a better idea to just not have him around so you can actually build your life well from the ground up, because if you have the same environment, you're going to have the same outcome. You know, like your environment is a leading indicator of how your life will be. And if your environment is crap, usually your life will be crap too. And so you have to change your environment to change your situation.
Totally agree. Easier said than done, but like
for sure.
Could you move somewhere that's cheaper while still getting paid the same? Like we don't know the answer to that, but like that is something to look into, where it's like, okay, could by moving and like maybe even moving to a place, maybe you could get paid for more, where it's lower cost of living, then you don't need him. Yeah, it's like explore all options that don't include him being in the apartment with you.
Or if you are going to get this apartment, explore an option of what it looks like to get out.
Totally.
Like have a plan to exit. So over the past few months, he's had 4 jobs. He can't last anywhere. Just as I think things might be okay, he quits or gets fired. The past few weeks, I noticed how he's been outside in the patio a good part of the day. Doesn't even talk to me whatsoever, or just complains and moans how I don't want to have spicy sleep. It's hard when he doesn't do the things to show his affection. I mean, yeah.
He sucks.
He basically just wants to be satisfied without caring if I'm satisfied. At this point, he wants spicy sleep for himself. Well, last week was my final breaking point. I noticed his tablet was outside in the patio. I grab it to bring it in the house. Something told me to open it. Right away, I saw his text logs with a woman. He just met a new woman while working, was very flirtatious with her via text. Can't see if he's called. Nothing inappropriate yet, but he's already told her that he's been divorced since last year.
Dude!
But honestly, good. Make it freaking official.
Yeah, you know what?
Make it official.
Yes. It's like, hey, thanks for helping manifest this.
Yeah,
I appreciate
this
that.
is like, you know what? I agree. Just say I agree.
Listen to him.
Listen to him. He asked for her relationship status, texting how he's missed chatting with her, would love to hear from her. At this point, I can't do it any longer. I just don't know the first thing to do to proceed with divorce. Finances are tough as I am pretty much broke. He's working right now, crappy hours, only paying for his car insurance and the cable bill because that's what's important to him. I'm lucky if he gives me $100 a week, which barely pays for his cigarettes. I'm paying all the bills on my own and I'm tired of so much stress. He's been nothing but a financial and emotional strain on me. I mean, I think go separation first. I know divorce can be expensive, but I mean, divorce usually is like most expensive if you're fighting about things. If you can agree about some stuff, it's a little less expensive.
But even just starting with separation, maybe.
I think you just need your own environment.
Totally.
I don't know if you need to be officially divorced, but you need your own bank account, separate bank account. You can open that up in your name. You don't need a joint bank account.
Yeah. I wonder how much she would save by not giving him any money.
Probably a lot.
His expenses, yeah.
Probably a lot. After seeing those texts, I know I need to go. I should have done it when I found out about the first woman. He's basically trying to get with the next woman to support him. By the way, if you want to hop on over to us, you can join us live every weekday, 3 p.m. PST. Just have a profile.
Oh, God.
But one ironic thing is I tried looking at his tablet again days later. His chat logs with her were completely gone. Also, their texts are not showing up on the phone bill. He's chatting with her somehow to show no paper trail. Maybe he's using like Telegram or like WhatsApp or something.
Right.
He must know or sensed I've seen, because why would he delete the chat and even remove passwords from his device? Could anyone please give me advice as to the steps needed to file? I don't have much money, so need to do it the cheapest way possible. He also doesn't have much money. He won't show pay stubs. I just want him out of my life and stop being a burden to me. Thank you for advice in advance. Please be kind. I know I waited too long. You know, the best time to plant a tree is yesterday. The second best time is now. The best time to get a divorce was a year ago or years ago when he cheated. The second best time, right this second.
100%.
Right this second,
100%.
right now.
I wonder if she basically is like, I am separating all the finances and I'm not giving you any more money, if that would be the quickest and most effective way to get him out as quick as possible.
I think so. I mean, I think you can, separation and giving, cutting off
like
money.
what like legal thing. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but I'm like, I was trying to think of what is the most effective method for, it's like, obviously she can start the process, but what actually in reality gets him out as quick as possible.
I mean, the thing is, it doesn't sound like they have a lot of assets. They're probably living paycheck to paycheck. So there's not really anything that is like, they don't have a shared, I don't know if they have many shared assets. So it actually, in a weird way, makes it better and easier because they don't have to split anything. So all she needs to do is create a private account, and just put money in a non-joint account, and then just start building things from there. And it's like non-joint account. But they just signed a lease, right? Did they just sign a lease?
Did they? I don't know if they ended up like fully committing to it. I feel like she was like, I want to do that. Yeah, did they sign
but it's like, I mean, the thing is, you are on the lease, so it's going to be hard for him to...
That makes the entanglement a lot stronger.
It's like, you could move him out or you could move yourself out, but if he doesn't pay, it's going to be reflected on your credit.
That's why I'm like, is it actually something like just like not giving him any money or something like that? Because it's like, hey, I'm not going to bankroll you anymore.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe unless you move out, and then we'll figure out.
I feel it's like, hey, you have to like I need you to move out, but
definitely tell him.
You need to tell him to move out, but I imagine it's going to be hard to actually get him to do that.
Yes.
Maybe you can ask your in-laws or your family to help with that.
Best case would be like living with family or something temporarily.
Or see if you could break the lease. You might be able to say like or get a sublease or something. You might be able to, you could probably get a sublease, or you could, say, hey, can I please break the lease? You might have to pay 2 months or something.
Live with your parents for a few months to save up the money to break the lease and get out.
Yeah, because I also feel like a lot of the reason that you might not be able to stay other places is because of your husband, not you. So if you ditch him, maybe you'll have a little bit more housing options.
True. Possibly. But definitely explore all the options to get out of there. I found out my husband's been spicy texting with other women. I want to leave him, but we have a kid. I, 40-year-old female, am married to a 37-year-old male. We've been married for around 5 years, and we have one young child. Some background. We met on a dating site. He was charming, attractive, a hard worker. As an older person who had done my fair share of dating, he checked most, if not all, of my boxes. We had fun, and I just really enjoyed being around him. By the way, this comes from Quick Initiative 3206 from r/OKstorytime. So a few months into dating, we went on a short vacation. At dinner, he gave me his phone so I could add one of my friends to his Facebook account, and I noticed that he had searched for his ex. Whatever, we all do it. But I told him it made me uncomfortable. He said he understood, he had no feelings for her, and he wouldn't do it again. I considered it a win in communication, but put an ICU in the comments if you see this loss, this L about to happen. A few months after that, we were diving cross country to go to a wedding to one of his friends. He went into a gas station and his phone rang and his ex's name popped up. I asked him about it. He said that she called once in a while and he would just feel bad for her, but if I didn't like that he would stop. I told him I was uncomfortable since we had been dating for about 6 months and he had never mentioned that they were still in contact / we had already talked about this already. He apologized and then said it would never happen again. Side note, they only dated for 3 months. So OP's 6 months into his current relationship and he's still talking to his ex of 3 months. I have to ask one Mr. Samuel Donner, who's very prepared for this question. So basically,
should someone be still texting their ex like incessantly.
Still answering some
6
calls.
months into a relationship.
He had looked her up on Facebook, and she saw that. He apologized. He said he wouldn't do it again. She's calling. The ex is calling him. He's answering.
There is nothing wrong with being in contact with your ex if your partner is okay with that. There is something wrong if your partner says, I'm not okay with you talking to your ex. And then you say, okay, babe, I won't talk to my ex. And then you keep talking to your ex because that is a lie.
That's a lie.
That is a lie. And you are lying. And so it's like, again, you could do whatever you want in a relationship as long as both of you agree.
Really?
Yeah, whatever you want. Anything. What ideas are you cooking in that little head of yours,
What ideas
John?
are you cooking over there?
What idea? I have plenty of ideas.
I'm sure you do.
I have so many ideas. Dude, my relationship is going to be the weirdest thing ever.
Oh, most
it's
definitely.
It's going to be great.
Skydiving, spicy sleep.
Dude, mile high to mile zero club.
I mean, dude, that is you are raw dog. That's raw dog to the mile high club. So Opie says, life goes on. I have no reason to think anything odd is happening here. We are having a great time, falling in love, and about a year into our marriage, we got engaged. So fast forward, we now own a house together. We're about a month from being married. We go out with friends, and I see over his shoulder that he is talking with his ex on, I believe, Snapchat, but honestly can't remember.
Bro, if it's Snapchat, it's over.
It's over.
I'm sorry, OP, but Snapchat is the nudie city.
What? It's like any reasonable person would be like, I'm just going to text you because it just looks bad. Even if you're
How
just
old
like
are these people?
Almost 40.
Bro, come on. Like the only people that I know that use Snapchat for G-rated things are like those young Gen Zers.
The youth.
The youth. And the youth they're a bunch of prudes these days. They're not having sex. They're not drinking. They're not doing anything.
But back to the story. So Opie says, when we got home, I completely lost it. We've now been in a relationship for about 2 years, getting married within weeks, and he is still talking to this girl. What the F? He says and does everything right. Apologizes again, says she's been having a hard time and he feels bad for her, shows me that he is deleting her from all social media, didn't want to tell me that she had reached out because he didn't want me to be upset. I had a whatever decision I make right now will affect the rest of my life moment and decided to stay. Shame on me, maybe? Well, we get married because remember, this was literally weeks before the marriage that all this went down. And honestly, life was good. Busy with work, but enjoying our time together. No complaints other than him putting his underwear in the laundry basket. Sigh. I'm going to pause right here.
But you saw him with the Snapchat.
They're about to start talking about kids. That's what's coming up.
Oh, dude. I feel like, yes, things have been going well, but I feel like it's, our rule. If you have thought about breaking up with someone, you need 2 years of not thinking about that before you're together with them.
Oh, that's a rule.
That's the rule.
This is a new rule to me.
You need 2 years. So if you thought about breaking up with someone,
right,
you need 2 years of not thinking about that before you marry them.
Before you marry them,
before
right?
You marry
okay.
them.
Now
but
I see.
If you start dating someone and it's a year of amazingness, then I'll allow a marriage after that.
Right. I see.
It's the Mormon way.
The Mormon way. Yeah, I think that it could have been, well, actually, it could not have been okay because he did all the right things, quote unquote, but he did it over and over again. He's done it at least 3 times from what we have seen. If this is his only, I don't know, if everything truly actually is okay and everything is going well after the fact and he actually stopped this time, do they stay married? That's my question. So assuming this was the actual final straw, now he repeatedly kept doing this every time he would say the right thing, but then get, caught in the act, quote unquote.
Well, he's lying.
Yeah, he's lying every time. So, but if he actually stops and the marriage is going well to start, do you avoid breaking up?
I probably wouldn't have gotten married in the first place.
Yes.
I wouldn't have gotten married in the first place. But if it's 2 years later...
Yeah.
And things have been going well, maybe it's okay to start thinking about having kids. If everything's okay.
Yeah, I think the issue here is that OP got married. Now everything is so much more complicated.
Yeah.
It should have been like, I'm canceling the wedding until I feel safe and
How long
secure.
has it been that they felt safe and secure?
So it's 2 years total for the relationship. And
like 1 year.
And basically this started about like 4 or 5 months in. And like these things would happen like throughout, big moments throughout the relationship from like 4 to 5 months to the 2 year mark.
Oh, this would continue happening.
Yes, it's happened at least 3 times as we know now.
And OP's like, I want to have kids.
That's what she's about to talk about.
That's dumb.
He wants kids, bro.
OP, that's dumb. Don't do that with this person. This person is not being very truthful.
What if she just wants to have a toxic life?
I mean, or if you just want a sperm donor and then, like you
get someone else though.
Yeah,
that you don't have a
want
toxic
your
connection
kids to inherit the lying gene.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know about that, the kid stuff. This doesn't feel like very solid relationship ground to build on. I would let the dust settle before you escalate intimacy with children.
Well, let's see. We started talking about having kids. I mean, we had this conversation previously and we were on the same page. This was more of the like, should we try now conversation. We decided that due to my age and possible health risks for myself and future baby, we would try for 6 months. If it didn't happen, then we'd live the good life childless. OP is very like, so binary. It's like, I had to make this life-changing decision and it's either I go on and get married or not. It's like, we're gonna try for 6 months. If it doesn't work, then we're just. It's like
you can try for longer than 6 months.
And I feel like it's like, hey, we could try for 6 months and then see how we feel, and then like think about it. That like it's so like just all or nothing. I don't know.
I mean, this relationship should be nothing.
That's true.
Less than all should be nothing.
Exactly. If we're gonna do all or nothing, let's at least pick the right choice. After about a year into our marriage, we went to breakfast with some friends, and wouldn't you know it, I see him sending a message to my favorite ex on Snapchat.
No.
There was a huge scene in the parking lot where he got left behind. As soon as I got home, I started doing some detective work. Texts are only saved for like 30 days in the cloud, but I could see years of phone calls between the two of them, some of them lasting upwards of 45 minutes. I never found any naked pictures, any spicy texts, or anything, but that's kind of not the point. He had been lying to me about this person for our entire relationship. And like, honestly, what's so worse to me is she was like, oh, he would always do the right thing and delete it and, seem like he was doing good, but then go right back to it. I hate that. So he, of course, tried to make things right, said all the right things, but I didn't care anymore. I really didn't care. The nail in the coffin was once I saw an email come through from the ex, subject line, ex-girlfriend in timeout, laughing emoji. Email body, so does emailing work? And he replied, yes.
Brav.
Yeah.
Brav.
I'm done with him at this point. Good.
As you should be. I just want you to actually be done. Like
yes.
we've said this a couple times. Like let's seal the deal.
I decided it was all or nothing, so I'm either going to leave him or I will give it
forever.
A good college try for 40 years. Those are the only two options.
Oh God, classic OP and her binary.
Right. So I started planning on how to get out, and a few weeks later, we found out we were pregnant.
Oh yay!
Of
Something
course.
that doesn't complicate this.
Of course, it's so uncomplicated. Everything's gonna go so perfectly well. I shared all of this with my mom, and for better or for worse, she convinced me to stay. Mom, you're supposed to be in my corner. Bro, not my mom. This OP's mom. For the sake of the baby. Oh, Lord.
The baby doesn't want this.
Dude, the baby doesn't want this.
The baby doesn't want it.
The baby was born in the thick of the 2020 shutdowns, and I was very isolated from family and friends who were taking COVID very seriously. When the baby was about 3 months old, I found out that hubby had been spicy texting strangers on the internet. He was confronted and lied and deleted everything. Then told me about the time that he thought about self-harm in college, manipulation anyone. In other words, for years now, my husband has been in training for a very high-earning career. It was not the reason I married him. In fact, lots of marriages who have a partner in this field fail because it's so tough on families.
Surgeon. I'm guessing surgeon.
Oh, that's a good guess. That's a great guess. So I actually considered it a negative when we first met. At this point in the story, he is now out of the training, so we are able to benefit financially from the hard work that he has done. I drive in a nice car. We live in a nice house in a safe neighborhood. We are able to travel often. Most importantly, our child is in a great school district and has many opportunities. If he's truly not an absolute scum of the earth dirtbag, then he will continue to provide financially for your child.
Even if you divorce.
And you, to the extent that you self-care to care for your child in the event of the divorce.
If you divorce now, you can get that fat child support / alimony.
Cha-ching, baby.
And you wouldn't have gotten it earlier.
True. This is the time.
This is the perfect time.
OP, it's finally the time. So when he is home, we do fine together. He is still funny and charming. We still like the similar things and get along. He loves our child and would do anything for them. By the way, you can stay with us by joining our live every weekday at 3 p.m. PST. Just tap the profile. You could be here live. But I don't trust him. And with all the hurt that he caused me, I am not in love with him anymore. I haven't been for a long time now. Honestly, if he just disappeared one day, not in a harmful kind of way, but more in the he just never existed kind of way, but my life was the same, or more importantly, my child's life was the same, I wouldn't miss him. All in all, I love my life. I just don't love him. And I've definitely stayed for the sake of the child and opportunities that it gives them in this life. Would you stay in this situation?
No, because you get the same benefits if you just leave.
You get the same benefits. Yeah, here's a question, right? We always say, like, if two people have a agreed upon situation that they both feel very good about, that's okay in a relationship, right? If OP is like, this is an absolute loveless marriage, but I would literally, my actual true preference is to be in this lifestyle with my kid and the father of my child and just like not experience, a love marriage, then go off and try to find like a love connection.
Yeah, I guess maybe just make the marriage open, or like
make it clear.
Make it just you just got to define the parameters and stick to them. But it doesn't sound like the husband is very good at that kind of open communication.
No. Ultimately, from like reading in between the lines here, I think you are ultimately way better off that way. But if what I just described is actually truly how you feel, maybe sit him down and talk to him about it. I imagine he might get to a point where it's like, okay, well, if you're just like,
yeah, if we're both hooking up with other people, why stay together?
What are we doing? What are we doing here? But that's the end of the story.
What are we doing?
I know what we're doing. Maybe, just maybe, this episode is over.
Oh, this episode is over?
Freaking done.
Wow. Well, so if you love us, make sure to subscribe.
Well, we love you and see you tomorrow.